Regardless of what type of game Infinity Ward is trying to release right now, whether it's going to be a Ghost 2 or Modern Warfare 4, whatever they're trying to release, I am 99.9% positive we are finally going to see a return of some type of nuke, whether it's game ending or just something that's going to explode in the middle of a match. Now, I decided to take this topic to the polls on both my YouTube channel and my Twitter page as well. I was really curious to see what everybody who followed me thought and what they all think is the best type of nuke streak, whether you preferred the game-ending type streak in Modern Warfare 2, or you preferred more of the just mid-game explosion, change the scenery, the look of the map, and everything like that to make it look different, which you saw in MW3 with the MOAB. But I was actually pretty surprised with the results that I saw on both of these polls, which I'll show you right here. Both YouTube and Twitter, everybody said that the Modern Warfare 2 Nuke is a lot better than the Modern Warfare 3 MOAB. And honestly, I thought it was going to be more like a 50-50 chance, but no, it seems like it's a huge portion, a huge chunk of you guys who really prefer the Modern Warfare 2 Nuke. So basically what I want to do today is just go over both the Modern Warfare 2 Nuke and the Modern Warfare 3 MOAB, give my own personal opinion on how I feel about both of these streaks and which one I think would be better implemented into Modern Warfare 4. So let's start off with the Modern Warfare 2 Nuke. Now this thing is absolutely god tier. This was the first time that any of us in any Call of Duty game have witnessed something that will actually end a game. And ending a game with a nuke is something pretty crazy, let's not lie here. So when it first came in to the game, it caught a lot of us off guard. Not a lot of us were used to anything that could do any damage like that. I mean, we're used to Call of Duty 4 and World at War, so we didn't really get too many crazy streaks besides, the basic 3 streaks that we can all get, and maybe in Black Ops 1. I think Black Ops 1 came out before Modern Warfare 2, right? I'm pretty sure that's how the timeline works. And Black Ops 1 had some streaks here and there and stuff like that, but we've never witnessed anything that would actually end a game. And also, Call of Duty was still pretty new to the multiplayer scene at the moment, so there wasn't really too many crazy players who were taking over lobbies and absolutely dropping these bombs on you. At least in my experience, I didn't really get nuked too many times during my playtime with this game. Maybe it was just because I was really bad at the game at the time and it didn't lobby me up with any of these tryhards who could drop them. But I think compared to nowadays, how people play the game now, it was a lot less nuking to be done. Also, with this nuke in Modern Warfare 2, you didn't have to just get gun kills. The kill streak stacked in Modern Warfare 2, so a common streak setup that you would see, obviously, everybody knows this setup. Everybody, any Call of Duty fan who've been playing with this game for a long time, and you didn't even need to play Modern Warfare 2. You could just hear from words of mouth from plenty of other people out there. But the common streaks that you would use in this game would be a Harrier, the Chopper Gunner, and then obviously the nuke. And these streaks would stack up on one another. So it was kind of obnoxious because nukes were not that hard to get if you really think about it. A 7 kill streak nowadays, people are getting these things left and right. And the 7 kill streak is pretty much what would automatically guarantee you a nuke. That 7 kill streak would get you to the 11 kills to get you the Chopper Gunner, and then the Chopper Gunner would get you to the 25, which would give you the nuke. It was very easy and simple to obtain these things. So I just got to be honest with you guys. I personally think that the Modern Warfare 2 Nuke and all the people who won it is just the nostalgia kicking in. Let's be honest here. If all the current day players who play Call of Duty now, play Black Ops 4, they played World War II, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, if all those players went back and they now allowed kill streaks to stack upon one another, and then that would eventually reach you and give you the nuke, it would be a lot of nukes. It will probably be nukes dropping every other lobby with the current status of how these players are playing nowadays. So I really think it's nostalgia kicking into everybody's brains right now, and that's making everybody say the Modern Warfare 2 Nuke. But let me not just leave it there. Let me justify my answer and tell you guys why I think it's just nostalgia. So Modern Warfare 2's lifespan is finally over, and they moved over to Modern Warfare 3. And with Modern Warfare 3, they decided to drop the nuke factor. They didn't want you to stack your streaks on top of one another to obtain this item. They wanted it to be based off of pure skill. So they decided to put a MOAB in the game. And the way that you get this MOAB is by pretty much getting gun kills. You have to go on gun streaks, and your regular streaks will not help you towards it. So I believe it was 25 kills with your weapon, and that would obtain you the MOAB. And on top of that, the MOAB doesn't end the game like the nuke does. So pretty much when you detonate it, it would kill everybody in the lobby, obviously, but they would all be able to spawn in, and then on top of that, it would just kind of change the effect and the look of the map, which was pretty cool. It was a nice different change to the gameplay. Now, this was a great feature that they added in because let's say you're playing a match of domination. You're completely getting your asses handed to you, and the other team is about to win. And of course, you're just chilling back, you're minding your own business, and you're just playing for kills. You end up getting the 25 kills, and you completely end the game. Not by skill, not by dominating the team by capturing the flags and playing objective, but by sitting in the back of the map, stacking up your kills, and getting the game-ending streak. Now, personally, I don't really think that's fair for the other team who's playing aggressively and trying to capture all of the flags instead of, cowarding behind their weapons and staying in the back of the map, trying to stack up their streaks and using those streaks to get more streaks to basically end the game. That is one huge positive that the MOAB has introduced into the game. The non-ending game streaks. And allows people to continue playing the game, and just because someone is completely going off and they got 25 gun kills, it's not going to completely wipe the game over. They still have to play objective, and they still have to try to win the objective of the game without, ending it with a streak. Another amazing thing that Modern Warfare 3 added into their game was something called Specialists. Now, this isn't the Specialist that you're thinking of. It's not the Specialist cheese. But what Specialist was in Modern Warfare 3 was basically stacking your perks. And this was insanely fun. This added a whole new layer to what Call of Duty actually is. And I can't even explain the feeling, the god power that you have when you actually obtain all of the perks in this game. That's what makes getting a MOAB so fun. I never really used a assault package or the support classes or anything like that to get my streaks and then get the MOAB. No, when I went for a MOAB, I usually used the specialist, and then I, stacked up all my perks until I became god tier, and then I would keep going until I finally got 25 gun kills and dropped the MOAB. Now, I understand that this doesn't really have anything to do with why the Modern Warfare 3 MOAB is better than Modern Warfare 2 Nuke, or the Nuke is better than the MOAB. It's just me giving my opinion on why the Specialist is such an amazing implementation into the game, but I just wanted to add it into this commentary, because honestly, Specialist was such a great idea, and I really hope they add that into Modern Warfare 4. To pretty much sum up this commentary, I just gotta say that I think the Modern Warfare 3 MOAB is just so much more superior compared to the Modern Warfare 2 Nuke. The Nuke was great, and the nostalgia, it feels amazing. Just remembering back to being able to stack your kill streaks and use those kill streaks to get you such a overpowered kill streak that can end the whole game. It didn't just, lightly kill everybody off and the game continues. No, this streak ended everything. If you got a nuke, you officially won that match. You won that lobby that you just played in. But sometimes you just gotta push these good memories aside. It's as hard as it is to do. Trust me, I am a person who loves the feeling of nostalgia. I love going back and looking at all these games and all the remastered games and how good they feel. But just, you gotta stay strong, man. You gotta stay strong and understand that if this nuke was implemented into a more modern day Call of Duty game with all these kids and all these other tryhards who are out here playing this game nowadays, it would be hell. They would be dominating all of these lobbies, stacking up all of their streaks, and getting nukes left and right. It would be nothing like it was back in the day when Modern Warfare 2 first dropped. So, to be 110% honest with you guys, I just gotta say that I think the Modern Warfare 3 MOAB is just so much better than the Modern Warfare 2 Nuke. It was more fair, and it felt very accomplishing still. Even though it didn't completely wipe out the lobby and end the game, it still felt good to get the MOAB, especially while you're using the specialist streaks. It just felt great to stack all those perks on top of one another and feel practically invincible while you're streaking up to get this MOAB. But at the end of the day, it's just a whole lot more fairer of an option. It was a lot better, and even though that you're still streaking off, you can still show off your kills on the scoreboard, but it's more fair for the other team as well, especially if they're playing in just a much better objective playstyle than your team is. But I wanted to just thank you all for tuning in to yet another video. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do, for all the support that you show me on this channel. I really can't thank you guys enough for what you do for me. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. If you hated it, make sure you just dislike it. Do whatever you feel like on this channel. If you enjoyed what you saw today, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you definitely want to be notified on my videos, if you want to see my videos pop up in your notification feed or just in your sub boxes, make sure you hit the bell button. If you don't hit the bell button, you will not always be notified for my content. So if you want to be hardcore on the channel, hit the bell. If you don't really care too much, by all means, just hit subscribe. But thank you for tuning in to yet another video. If you want to chat with me a little bit more personally, you can catch me on Twitter at JBoneTheMan. And if you just want to catch me streaming, you can catch me on Twitch at JBoneTheMan as well. Thank you all for tuning in to this one, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.